would like to talk to you about Gogoro. It's an e-bike company which is from Taiwan and which will do an IPO through a SPAC planned for first quarter of 2022. Let's see if it's a good deal. They're valuing their SPAC deal at 2.35 billion. Just for information, NIU Technologies, which is another e-bike company, is valued right now at approximately 2 billion market cap. I say that that's the closest competitor to Gogoro. So let's compare them. Let's check it out if it's a good deal. Let's first go through the presentation. We will dive directly into the financials and see how numbers talk to us. So I propose we divide everything that was done until 2021 and the forecasts. I mean, the forecast, we never know what will happen. We will of course see what company is selling us, but let's keep the practical numbers, the numbers that we already see today. Okay, so for cumulative subscribers, what does that mean? Gogoro business model is to sell you subscription for you to change batteries. So basically with Gogoro you buy your e-bike, but you don't buy the battery, you change the battery. You can rent out, you're renting out the battery. It's like BAS, battery for sales, NEO business model. So it may be interesting. Let's see what they have for the cumulative subscribers. So in 19 they had 263 subscribers. In 20 they had 364,000 subscribers. In 21 they're expected to have 450 subscribers. Basically we can see that their subscription is growing. This Netflix Neo battery as a service model is very good. Probably we will see. We will see after. And they are expecting in 22 to have 664,000 subscribers. That number to grow double in 23, and that number to grow even more than double to 24. Okay, we will see why they think that numbers could go that high. For the revenue mix, we can see that this company is based in Taiwan, and they are selling the Taiwan branded vehicle sales, which means basically they're selling you the e-bike. We can see that in 19 they sold 366 million worth of e-bike. In 20 they sold 257. So we can see that there is a decrease in the sales of e-bikes, and in 2021 estimate it's going to be 200. So we can see a big decrease of sales of e-bikes, which really is a problem. They are saying it's because of COVID, it's because of this and that, but NIU Technologies is in the same position, so they are, you know, they are growing very well. We will see the graphic after, the comparison graphic after. Then they are planning in 22 that sun begins to shine and they will have 284,000 sales, so a huge growth. In 23 370 big growth, and 24 big growth in 423 million, which is double from 21. Can this happen? Of course, but it's just a forecast. After, they are enabling hardware, which is growing here exponentially. Their enabling hardware basically is everything which is not e-bike, everything which is hardcore, hardware, but which is not the actual bike. So basically it's the batteries. When they sell the batteries in joint ventures, they call this enabling hardware. And the battery swapping subscription is the Netflix type subscription, for which clients basically owners of the bike pay to have this right to change and swap their batteries. You cannot buy the bike and not being subscribed. You have to be subscribed. It's their business model to do so. And then revenue by geography, we can see here that right now they're working only in Taiwan. From 22, they will be working in China. And from 23, they hope to enter on the Indian market. So basically we can see here that there's a big growth in China and big growth in India, and their expected sales should be 1.7 billion from today's 300, basically a more than five-fold. But it's a forecast, guys. This is what the company is selling you. Okay, sales projections, they are saying that they are conservative. Why are they talking about China and India? Is because they're partnering with two companies. In China, they will be partnering with Yadia and DCJ, which are producing and selling the bicycle, the scooters, basically, the two-wheeled, everything which is two-wheeled, they sell this. Electric and non-electric, so gas-powered. And we can see that they sold together, Yadi and DCJ sold 13 million of these vehicles, and Gogoro thinks that they conservatively will sell 9% in 2024 estimates, which would amount to 1.1 million vehicles. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see what happens in India. In India, they are taking the company Hero Motocorp, which is the biggest producer again of bikes. So they're not producing bikes, electric bikes for the moment. They are making 5.8 million bikes, and they hope through them to sell 175,000 basically bikes, which would make or amount to 3% of today's sales in 2024. Looks pretty conservative, looks pretty good. So, in terms of attractive and credible long-term financial model, as they call it, they can see, so they basically divide consolidated revenue. They divide the revenue by hardware revenue, by battery swap revenue. Hardware is the bikes and the battery swap, basically, and the battery swap revenue is the subscription, so basically the Netflix part. Okay, so in 2019 we can see that consolidated revenue is 439. That's what we saw before, you know, in the graphic just we discussed before. In 2020, so we can see a decrease here. In hardware revenue, we can see a decrease basically, and from 2022 they're telling us that it will increase. That we don't know, but if they will do a partnership with Yadia and Hero, I mean, the numbers are pretty likely to be as optimistic as they're showing here, with a 74% of CAGR between 21 and 24 estimates. For gross margins, they're approximately 20%, so just like NIO. And they're basically that's it for financials. So we can see here that they're not showing the profits, so probably there's no profits, and therefore they're not showing you the net margins, because probably there's no net profit, so no net positive margins. But we will discuss this later. In terms of transaction overview, so what is Gogoro proposing you? They're proposing you to buy the company at a 2.3 billion market capitalization, basically through a SPAC organization, through a SPAC model. Okay, so from introducing the selected comparable universe, they're comparing themselves to okay, you can see NIO here, and as they say, the minus of NIO in their business model is the lack of recurring software or battery offering results in non-sticky customer base. What that means is NIO is not selling you the Netflix subscription as does Gogoro. Is it good or bad? We will discuss in few minutes. In terms of pluses, urban-focused two-wheels hardware manufacturers with geographical overlap. So NIO has geographical overlap. They're selling their e-bikes worldwide. So does Yadia and Hero. Then operational benchmark. In operational benchmark, they are telling you basically that they're selling the value, the price to sales ratio by the estimated 2023 estimate revenue for Gogoro, which is 2.5 x times, which is much better than the other competitors, but they forget to put to include here NIO. And for NIO, as we will see after, the number is even more interesting if, of course, they continue to perform, and I think they will. So basically, this I don't like the slide because NIO is not. Basically, they tell you about NIO very quickly over here on this slide, but when it comes to actual numbers, they don't tell you anything about NIO because NIO would beat them on the numbers. I have a feeling that's why they didn't include it, you know. Then, okay, they're talking about all this beautiful. So basically, that's it for the presentation. Well, let's attack for the numbers. Let's go through Gogoro versus NIO. So Gogoro sales, Gogoro market cap is 2.3. They want to sell you the company at 2.3 billion. NIO right now is 2 billion. When we see the sales for 2018, NIO has the sales of 216, then it goes up to 300, then it goes up to 374, then it's estimated to double in 646, with a PS for 2020 of 5.4 and PS in 21 of 3.1. So basically here from 2018 to 2021, there's a big increase of sales and profits. They're making about 8 to 10% of net profit on their sales. For Gogoro, you have 439 sales in 2019. In 2020, it's 364, so dropping. That's why it's in red. 21 estimated to 325. Their PS is much, it's higher, 6.5, and their PS for 2021 is even higher, so double, more than double than is NIO. So I think it's overpriced. So my friends, to summarize, I would say the following. For the bet points for Gogoro, do we really need the battery swap? Is the question. I don't really think that you do. The only case where you might need the battery swap is if you're making a sort of leasing and you want to pay less money at the first stage. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense because you would just buy the scooter and charge it at home. So basically, it's like an option. Number two, Gogoro doesn't show net profit, nor does it therefore show net margins. I think that they don't make profit. That's why they don't show it. Otherwise, they would probably do it. Decreasing revenue from 2019 to 2021 from $439 to $327 million. They're saying that this decrease is caused by the subsidy changes or the decrease because of the COVID. NIO was working in the same conditions and it did just fine, had a great growth. Gross margins are decreasing from 22% in 2020 to 16% in 2021. NIO was not included in the comparison in the valuation of benchmarking because they're much better in terms of if you compare them with Gogoro. And they position themselves as Android like an operational system, and therefore they should have higher margins, which they don't. They have 20 to 16% margins. Another risk I see is that Yadia and Hero will test pilot the battery swap with Gogoro, and if it doesn't work, they will leave all the risk on Gogoro. If it works, they will just do it themselves. So just think about it. Why leave profit margins to someone else? You know, why subcontract when you can do everything in-house? Especially Yadi and Hero are huge companies. They're worth 40 billion each. So they can, investing for them 1 or 2 billions will not be a problem. In terms of good points, is that quick expansion by partnering with Yadia and Hero. In case it really works out, it will be a very quick expansion, and I think that the estimates that were mentioned by Gogoro executives should be met. Then the sticky recurring revenue model with battery swapping. I think it's a good model. It's like a Netflix type model which grows very highly, as we saw, from year 2018 from 20 million to 134 million in 2021. So a 6% growth, 6x growth from 18 to 2021. Then gross margins in 2019 are 21%, same as NIO. I mean, that's a good margin in any case. Partnering with Foxconn to distribute Gogoro's smart battery swapping ecosystem in vehicles. With Foxconn, you can go very quickly. So this is Fisker type collaboration, you know. In this case, it's Gogoro. I think that if it works, they can expand very, very, very quickly with this partnership. They're also collecting data, and they can extract more sales using this data because they can do things smartly. They know where the clients are, which places, you know, collect more sales, so they can work on that, close all the bet, stations and put them where there's more sales, basically. Another thing, there's no regulation and less geopolitics and no V-structure problems, which is not the case, for example, with Chinese companies. But this company is Taiwanese, so it doesn't have that risk. And also this model of battery swapping makes the e-bikes much cheaper because they don't sell the battery. And also good point is that they have bigger range. They have 170 kilometers range versus 100 kilometers range in NIO. So what am I doing right now? Actually, I bought 1 week ago, I bought $500 of shares just to see how it goes. So basically I did a pre-spec, you know, they're not on the market yet. When they will be on the market, they will be called Gogoro. Now they have some other name. It's Poema. It's called Poema SPAC. I mean, I will put it in the description. But basically, I bought a little bit, and I will see how it goes. But do your own research, check the presentation, listen to the investment call, And you know, if you have any questions, do comment. Please like and subscribe, and let's get the conversation going to see if we should invest in this company. See you, my friends.